Hi, my rays of light. Welcome back to my channel. This is Psychic Medium Raymond Guzman, and I'm going to be doing a psychic reading on Snoop Dogg. This has been something that has been asked by a lot of my viewers out there, a lot of you, to do a reading on him. I've never reading Snoop Dogg. I've been intrigued by him, but with what's happened with Nipsey Hussle recently, this is just something that I wanted to do. And I feel like y'all will be able to resonate with the messages, etc., that are coming through. Now, a lot of people, interestingly enough, when I did the Nipsey part 1 and part 2, have asked me, who would I think, be a good person to play Dr. Sabi when that documentary is done, if it gets released. And, after, just pulling up Snoop's photo to do it, I don't know if y'all see similarities, but I feel like he would be a good candidate to carry it out. Part of that is also that he is vegan. I believe he did go into becoming a vegan in his career. But for those of you that don't know who Snoop Dogg is, which mostly everybody should know, but you have to understand there's different generations that are newer or some that are older that never have, that are tuning in and may not know. He's a songwriter, a producer, an actor. He is a TV personality, and just overall humanitarian, and he has charities that he contributes to. So that's kind of like the little bit of backstory about who he is. He has a show with Martha Stewart, or at least they had. I don't follow that, but I did see, once or twice I saw the show that he had with Martha Stewart. So interestingly enough, when I get into Snoop Dogg's energy, what I get for him for 2019 and 2020, and beyond, whatever's coming through, I do feel like he is definitely in a good spot in his career. There is a sense among the rap community, among the entertainment industry, but mainly with, rappers and rappers on the West Coast, there's this feeling among them that there's not so much fear, but precaution and awareness. And I feel like with Nipsey's passing, Snoop Dogg, is one of those people that I feel like he's taken it to heart, and it has hit him pretty strong as well. But I also feel like, for his own safety and his own life, there's this level of awareness and precaution. You know, people would be asking, is Snoop Dogg in danger? And I would say that, I don't sugarcoat anything. And I think he's a wonderful man. He's very talented. But there's always a certain level of danger. Yes, there is a certain level of danger when you have reached the point of success that Snoop Dogg has, and that he has blended so well in society and in his career and helping other people, and also, being this, not just a rapper anymore, but going into TV, shows and things like that, that he's doing these projects that he's working on. He's definitely someone that is showing people that no matter what walks of life that you're in, you can definitely, excel, and you can exceed, and you can get far in your career. And when that is, especially what we're seeing now among the African American community, there is some level of caution with the society that we're living in right now. So, something between here, his age right now, he's in his, I believe, his late 40s, between there and 50, 51, between now and then, there is some, the only thing I can say from what Spirit has given me is that there are some changes in his life, some drastic changes that he's going to be going through. Now, he had filed for divorce from his wife, and then they, renewed their vows. I believe it was for the sake of the children. He didn't want to really break it up. He does love her, but this is part of some of the changes that I keep seeing for him, almost like a love triangle. So if, what I get for him, and what I see is that eventually his heart is going to someone else, and there could be something where that marriage that he's in, or that unity, is going to be broken up, and it's almost, there's always going to be a bond with that partner, that, but with his wife, but it very much could be a divorce in the next couple of years in a separation. So again, that's just something that is going to depend on him. But when I get into his energy, he's very much feels like a bachelor. Even though he may be in a relationship, it feels very much like a bachelor type of energy, kind of doing his own thing. And that's what I get from his soul. And I do see on the horizon that there is heartbreak. And I don't feel like it's for him. It's more for a female that is in love with him completely, and her hopes are going to be shattered. Because again, she has the more trusting soul. She is more, not so much trusting, but more loyal and loves him. And I just see heartbreak on the horizon for him. I also see that, his health is something that really needs to be brought to the forefront as well in the psychic reading, because I don't know his history or what he's gone through, but when I tune into him, I feel like, his health is not the best. And you have to understand, it is partly due to age. He's still pretty young, but once you hit your 40s, metabolism changes, things like that changes. But for him, he needs to definitely watch and get tested ever so often. You know, get like blood exams, blood tests, and blood workups and stuff like that for him. But he does try to maintain, living a healthy lifestyle. But again, with a lot of the things that he's done and a lot of the stuff that he's used in the past, some of this, can affect some of the organs on the body, specifically like the kidneys, the heart, and that kind of area. So again, these are going to be things that he definitely needs to watch. But again, he's a celebrity, so a lot of celebrities, have good medical teams that really watch them and watch their health, etc. He does have enemies out there, and I know that, people would think, well, he's older now, he's changed a lot from his younger years, in his music, it's changed and he's evolved. But, enemies never die, and no matter if you're a rapper or you're a psychic medium or you do spiritual work or you are an actress, you are always, someone's always going to be, you're always going to have an enemy out there, or someone who doesn't like your kind of work. And I feel like for him, he knows more or less that he has enemies as well. And he has been threatened as well in the past. That's just what I'm getting from spirit, that he has, have been threatened as well. So when I say that, he does need to take caution, I really feel like there definitely needs to be caution taken. And this would be someone that would know him, that is watching his every move and maybe is not very happy. And not just that, but again, people that are trying to oppress a black man from, continuing to shine in his own right. That's the only thing I can tell you. But I do get, that overall he is pretty, I don't know. When I get into him, I feel like he has visions. He's had paranormal experiences. He really doesn't want to talk about it. I don't feel like he's the kind of person to kind of really talk too much about this. Not because he's really ashamed, but because maybe he fears a little bit of the paranormal. But he's had his own experiences, and I know that he's seen spirit before. Again, I've said this before among a lot of, the celebrities like Lisa Left Eye Lopez, Tupac, of them being intuitives. With, everybody has a certain level of intuition, but with Snoop Dogg, his third eye is pretty open. A lot of people, I think, mistaken him for this chill guy, that is just, a rapper, and, he smokes weed and blah, blah, blah. But above all of that, I really feel he's really awakened. His third eye is really, really open. And so when that sets in, he's like a triple threat to people, or to the world, because he's not only producing music and, these projects through self-awareness of who he really is, but he's really in tune and awoken, spiritually awoken. So with him, I see that, a lot of this is changing. It's going to change his way of perceiving things, the way that who he trusts, who is in his alliances. That's what he needs to really look at right now. Who is real close to him, and what are they contributing to his life? Noticing any changes in their moods and their in their ways and demeanor, because people can flip on you on a dime. No matter how good of a friend you've been to them and how loyal you've been to them, people can flip on a dime. And that's what I would tell Snoop, if I was sitting down with him and giving him a face-to-face psychic reading. I would tell him just to watch, his friendships very closely and analyze those that have changed around him in the last couple of months, anything, because people change when they see you, reaching a certain level of success. Things are no longer the same. And just people, it's human nature, that people, they're kind of greedy, or they're kind of ambitious, or they want what you have, but they're not willing to sacrifice and do what you have done, and make those sacrifices yourself to work hard and to really get to the level of success that you want to be in. I do feel like Snoop is someone that is very giving, and he's going to continue to help organizations, help people, and really just, make a name for himself. What I do still, I can't even talk. What I do see is there is going to be a feud between him and another rapper. I don't know if this happens within the next 2 years or less, but there is going to be some kind of disagreement that happens, and I really feel again that this is going to be making headlines on social media. I also continue to see legal issues with him. He needs to be very careful when he's traveling as to what he's taking with him as far as medicines, and I'll just say that because again I feel like there is another there's another potential area of opportunity where he could be caught up in a legal issue regarding substances, etc. So again, he's very careful for the most part. He's learned from the past mistakes, but again, there is this need to really consider, because I feel like a lot of this, if he's not careful, again, it would be going back to someone that is on his team that is maybe perhaps bringing something on set, or when they're traveling, they've packed something in a suitcase. So again, just to be very careful with that. As far as his money is concerned and his his projects, like I said, those are going to continue to flourish. He's going to have a lot of success, but he is changing something, and I feel like really and truly that he is at a point right now where he's not taking any kind of bullshit from anyone. So even though he has this nice side and people really see him as this really cool guy and very chill, and the real Snoop, that really, when the cameras are off and everything, he really is awakened, and he's going to cut people out. And I feel like that's the direction that perhaps he's already been feeling something or feeling iffy about people around him, and he's going to do that. I do see him also acting in a movie. I don't know if he's working on any kind of movies or that's a project that is coming in, but I really see him starring in a role in a movie. This could be a movie or a TV show, but I really feel like it's more like a movie that's coming through for him. There is also a spiritual journey awaiting him over the next 2 to 3 years, where I feel he's going to be going to a spiritual place. He's going to be taking like a retreat, and he's going to be really connecting to the higher power, connecting to something that's going to kind of take him on a journey, on a visionary quest to really kind of change. Ever so often with people, especially with Snoop, that have come to Earth with a specific mission and a specific purpose to help elevate consciousness, to help bring peace through music, and unity through music, and unity through his platform. There's a lot of sabbaticals. There's a lot of this, people needing to take a visionary quest to kind of calibrate their life to get to a certain level, to kind of make things flow better, and kind of prevent these roadblocks. And that's what I get with him, is that that's what is coming up. His weakest point, I feel like, are his children. His heart is connected to his children, so anything that happens to them, it affects him very personally, and I feel like he is protective of his children as well. So I do feel like over the next couple of years, there are going to be some issues within his children that he is needing to address, that he's needing to kind of be that supportive role person there. And the other thing that I keep seeing and I keep hearing for him is to watch in his concerts, like in one of these venues that he will be performing, to watch something with the stage. There could be like a spark or some kind of electrical problems within the stage itself that could set off like I don't know, some type of accident, if he's not careful. It could be like, standing, on those stages, sometimes there's a platform and then it just kind of, it gives in and falls. Not that this is going to happen to him, but just to be careful with the floor. There's something about the floor and the lighting on a stage when he's performing at a concert and some problems. So again, these are things that he just needs to be very mindful of. And make sure that they test a lot of these equipment and these stages and stuff for security prior to his shows. If they're not checking it, there could be an issue there that can lead to an accident. Not necessarily for him, but maybe one of his entourage, one of his members that are working with him on this. So overall, like I said, he's very knowledgeable. I feel like he studies. He does read. People don't think that maybe Snoop Dogg is into all of that, but I really feel like at the end of the day he's a very intellectual person and very smart. And again, these are things that that are going to be coming to the forefront for him over the next 2 to 3 years period, and that's what I see for Snoop Dogg. So I want to thank you all for tuning in. If you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also be sure to follow me on Facebook and Instagram, and if you would like to book a private reading with me, go ahead and go to my website. It's www.raymondguzman.net/shop, and while you're there, check out my jewelry. Today is the last day. I decided to extend it one more day. It's a flash sale on all of my jewelry, so be sure to check that out. And if you have not yet subscribed, like I said, subscribe to this channel by hitting that red subscribe button on the bottom right hand corner of this video. Blessings and love and light. Have an amazing day or night wherever you are in the world.